Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the big man theory. This is the 15th episode of the 10th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, really enjoyed it. If I'm being personally honest, you know, it was Sheldon trying to figure out emotions. You know, he was trying to improve himself. You know, he was trying to understand if people are mad or sad or sarcastic, and obviously he was sent like a beta test of a machine that could read it. It seemed to be working well as well, and it kind of got him sad in situations because he kind of figured out how people was actually feeling when he was in the room. But then obviously he started to take control of it and you know, like progress forward. And also Raj as well, he was trying to figure out what's been going wrong in his relationships. You know, like why is it everybody's breaking up with him? He thought it'd be good if he got all his ex-girlfriends in, sat down, went around the room and obviously took notes. And you know, it was a bit sensitive here and there, and it's a bit of toucher, but, you know, I feel like, personally, it would have been a success and it would help him in the future. You know, a couple of things kept popping up, that he was sensitive, which is true, a little bit vain, and also that he has some parental issues, which he does. He obviously, mummy and daddy, and he's always talking about the money and stuff like that. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure that that deaf girl, the Emily one, like, she was trying to stay with him for the money. You know, as soon as he said that he was going to take it away, he had to take the Cartier necklace back or whatever it was, she was like, well, breaking up, you know what I mean? So she was a gold digger. She actually was. And even Penny had to confront her that time, do you remember? And I think Emily too as well, you know, Emily Jr. that he was saying last episode. I'm sure that Raj broke up with her, to be honest. You know, he thought that she was a bit creepy and a bit weird, and he was trying to do it at the end of one season, then later on in the next. I might have been, you know, I might be wrong, but I thought it was him doing that to her. So, you know, he's actually stood up and done a few breakups himself, you know, obviously of everybody. But I actually did enjoy the last episode. I thought it was pretty funny. And, you know, long may it continue. Thanks for checking out today's, though. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Okay, I'm zeroing out the electroosmotic flow rate and the microfluidic channel.
Nicely done, Howard.
Well, my wife is 4'10" and sexually satisfied, so clearly I know my way around tiny things.
We need to stop immediately.
What's wrong?
I am looking at the math, and I think we can make the device between 8 and 10% smaller.
That's great, but the Air Force approved the specs. We're good to go.
Where would we be if poodle breeders had that attitude?
Then we don't need to make this smaller. Your work is done. Go home.
I don't want to go home.
Fine, go for a little walk.
Then what?
Just keep walking. At least it's quiet when he takes bathroom breaks. You know, I do have a way to get him out of our hair. Holding on to this for a few years, but maybe now's the time.
Oh, that was my 6th trip to the bathroom. Yeah, as long as that's not a urinary tract infection, that's a personal best. Congratulations. The bearer of this certificate is entitled to the ultimate train experience at the Nevada Northern Railway. You are at the throttle. You are the engineer. This doesn't happen very often, but here comes a hug. Oh dear, I have to tinkle again.
Do you know what, right? I'm actually really happy that these guys are doing some work with the military again. You know, like, I honestly, forget timelines. You know, we go through a lot of episodes. But, like, was it the start of this season or the end of last season? It could have been the season before. But, like, they come in, it was making a massive deal about this thing. You know, they had this deadline. He was panicking. Can we get a 2-year extension? Yeah. Okay, forget about it. 10 episodes in, they're not even mentioned it once. You know what I mean? Like, I love a bit of consistency. That's why I kind of like fun with flags. You know, it's not really anything to do with the storyline, but like when I see it every now and again, I'm like, hey, do you know what I mean? Something that we dropped in that we're consistent with, I can get behind, I like it. And you know, that's the same with this. You know, I want them to continually work on it so I can see the progress. And then when we get to the end, season 11, 12 or whatever, we can see an end result, a goal, you know what I mean? Like a reward that from all the hard work.
Howie's occupation, should I include that he was an astronaut?
Oh, he mentioned it in his mother's eulogy, so why not?
I can't believe you have to fill out a preschool application for an infant. Back at work and there's just so much going on.
Is there anything we can do?
Open up a college fund, shop for life insurance, and in the laundry room there's a mountain of dirty laundry.
All right, you know what you need? A night away from all of this. Let's plan a night, you know, give you a break. Well, we could go dancing.
That sounds really nice.
Hey, you're home early.
You'll never believe it. Leonard gave me the most incredible gift, a trip to a historic railway, and I get to operate an actual locomotive.
You finally used it? What?
The railway is 4 hours from the nearest airport, and guess who gets to drive me? Guess where we get to sleep? Our choice of a turn-of-the-century railway bunkhouse or a working caboose. Now, the problem with the caboose is there's no bathroom, but the problem with the bunkhouse is it's not a caboose. If I volunteer to do track maintenance and paperwork, they'll let me stay as long as I want. I get to take a test based on a 125-page manual. I get to learn things like hand signals. Whoa, there's forward, the reverse, you set the brakes. There are dozens of railroad crossings you have to blow the whistle for. Amy, get up, it's time to go to work.
The thing is, right, I know that they give it him to give a bit of space to themselves, but, like, obviously it's a great present. You know, if you give something to somebody and they're so excited like that, you know what I mean? It's literally spent all day talking about it, reading up on it, you know, like planning for it. Like, you love it. You know what I mean? It's really good. And to be honest, you know, listening to them there saying that, oh, the airport's like 4 hours away, you're like, that's just like natural to the US. I think it's crazy, me, honestly. I actually do think it's crazy because, like, you'll talk like a 4 hour drive's like standard. Oh, yeah, we just drive 4 hours. Nah, mate, 4 hours is not standard. That would literally take you most of England. You know, I would go, and I ain't going most of England to meet nothing. You know what I mean? Like, if I could save £100 to drive 4 hours to get on a plane somewhere, nah, mate, I'd rather just spend the, like, there's no way I'm travelling that far, especially if I had a friend that was 4 hours away, it'd just be a friend over social media, honestly. Like, I won't be traveling 4 hours. But in the US, you go on trips, mate, like drive for 6-7 hours, or even go from like half a state to another side of the state, driving like a whole day. I actually do think it's mad, the size, and that, like, you talk about times. Oh yeah, I'm just going for a coffee, 2 hour drive. No chance, honestly, no chance. If I'm driving 2 hours, I'm getting a hotel and staying over. You know what I mean? Like, the contrast of how we perceive like time and distance between obviously countries that are big and small is crazy.
This train thing worked out better than I thought. He's home studying the engineer's manual.
Can I ask you how much that cost?
$4,000 worth every penny.
Just wanted to see how the guidance system's coming along.
As a cooling solution, it's pretty cool.
What's this?
Nothing, just some math we don't need.
This
He
is a
understands that it
different
could be
approach.
smaller.
Trying to get the guidance system even smaller?
Not even worked out.
I want this.
Sir, if I may, we've put a lot of thought and effort into this current prototype. It's a really elegant solution, and most importantly, it works.
Yeah, I want this.
I just asked for another 2 year extension, me.
The kid with the 2 shirts screwed us again.
The thing is, see, with that there that they was doing, right, you don't have to present everything all at once for a solution. Obviously, he's coming and read it on the board. But it's like for an iPhone, for example. Like, for all this time, they had a lightning cable, and they didn't have a Cat-C. And yeah, like, near enough every other phone in the world had a Cat-C. And all they had to do is put a Cat-C into their phone and brand it as, oh, brand new. Oh, yeah, brand new. Everyone's like, whoa, new iPhone. It's like, oh, nah, everybody's always had it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't dump all your ideas straight away. So say, like, for example, I don't know. I don't know what the chips are now, but, like, the best chip might be in the iPhone 15 Pro, but they don't put it in the 15. So that means that when they bring the iPhone 16 out, they take the Pro chip that was in the 15 and put it in the 16 and say, yo, the best chip ever in the iPhone 16, when somebody had it last year in the iPhone 15 Pro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all it's about doing is rebranding. You sell it to these guys at, I don't know, one size, and then say, tell you what, give us a bit of money, give us funding, and then we can make it smaller, and then you get another project going. And it's like, realistically, you already had those designs already. You know, you already had those solutions, but you don't give it all at once. You know what I mean? You drip and drab, and you give it here and you give it there. You know what I mean? You start with your 720p cameras, then you start with your 1080p cameras, then you go into your, you know, your 1220, 440s, you know, 4Ks. You know, you progress. You don't just go from 0 to 100 straight away.
You guys ready to get crazy?
Well, the bra under here ain't beige.
Okay, you ladies have fun tonight.
Dancing shoes, got my breast pump. Let's party. Call me, don't call Howard.
I would never call Howard. I'll put food in our top half. You deal with whatever comes out the bottom.
What is that? I don't know. But if he yells, it's alive, we run.
Hey, if you knocked, I couldn't hear you. I'm welding this locomotive engine.
Hey, look, Sheldon, the Colonel wants us to make the guidance system smaller, and we can't do it without you.
I would love to help you, but since I discovered the satisfaction of working with my hands on a train engine, I don't think I can go back to theory. I'm an engineer now. Just to be clear, a train engineer.
Help us out.
Sorry, I need to work on this engine so when I get to the train yard, I won't look foolish. In the world of theoretical physics, you never finish. So much is unprovable. But when I was studying that railway guide, thing just clicked. Clicked, then it clacked, click, clack, clickety clack, and here we are. Whoa!
Everything okay?
Don't worry, everything's fine. I was just warming up some milk for Hallie, and I thought it smelled a little funky, so I checked the date that you wrote on the bottle, and it says Flurbs Day. I will err on the side of caution and defrost a fresh batch.
Can you guys handle this or not?
Oh, of course we can. You girls have a good time.
So we just throw this away?
What else are you gonna do with it? Put it in your coffee?
Well, I don't take it black. Is everything he had on the board? I'm sure we can figure the rest out. Is there any chance it's upside down?
Figured it out?
No. But when we show this nonsense to Sheldon, it will make him crazy and he'll have to fix it.
This club was so great. How could they turn it into a bookstore? Thought we got rid of all those.
Oh?
Nothing to worry about. She's just been crying for a little while and I was wondering if you had any tricks to get her to sleep.
She was sleeping just fine till you took a selfie with her.
Oh, okay, false alarm. Little parenting tip. Sleeping babies hate flash photography.
Hey, there's another dance club nearby. I mean, I don't know how you feel about Latin music.
I'm just not really in the mood anymore.
What's going on with you?
I don't know. This is all starting to feel like a sad attempt to recapture our youth.
You sad about?
Maybe the fact that you went and had a baby. I didn't think it would make me have all these feelings.
What feelings?
Maybe she wants one.
Pressure. I mean, she's looking at preschool. She has a minivan. She has a 401k. Before she talked about it, I just thought that was a race. It's just Leonard and I have been married for 2 years, and we're no further along than when we were dating.
I'm not even engaged once.
Maybe she's getting depressed
I
now.
don't even know if Sheldon thinks about marriage. Not getting any younger.
And the crying can make me lactate.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
And there they go.
I could tell Amy was going to get emotional then.
Well, Sheldon, turns out we didn't need you after all.
Good for you guys. Like I have a grease smudge on my hand and I'm okay with it. That's wrong.
Oh, no.
First of all, you can't use relativistic and non-relativistic vectors in the same equation.
Told ya. Can you fix it for us?
Alright.
Nice try, blockheads.
Instead of standing around watching, you can help us build your smaller guidance system.
And with all these new skills, you'd be able to fix any model train. You'd be the king of the train store.
Oh, what choice do I have? You need me. I'm like the crankshaft of this team.
That's a turbo.
Okay, we sure are.
I've worked up a bit of a sweat.
Me too.
Light's green. GPS says we'll be at the railway in 3 hours.
I can get us there in 2.
That's actually pretty funny. Do you know what? Like, the episodes have been kind of funny like recently. I've been enjoying them, honestly, smiling like throughout it. You know, that was a pretty decent unexpected clip at the end there, and you know, them in the car obviously talking about the, you know, the life and the experiences and stuff. You know, it's tough, innit? Because you don't compare your lives to anybody, for example, and you're always happy for people as well. So, for example, say I'm going to use my personal family, I'm not going to use a friend. Like, you know, say me and my siblings, yeah? Obviously, we all love each other and we're all supporting each other and we're all championing, and every time somebody gets a success, you're loving it. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's your success, you know? But you can't help that if, say, one of them has a kid, or say one of them starts making loads of money and you don't, and you're behind. Like, you're not jealous of them. That isn't the word. Like, you ain't jealous of them, but what it is it's more like you kind of reflect on yourself, and then you kind of like, I wish that I was kind of like that, or I had that, or how could I get there? And you know what I mean? And sometimes it can get you down. Like, you're not down because of them, but it's like, say they had a kid, and then you get broody yourself, and you're like, you know, what if I started a family with Leonard, and like, what if we had kids? Would we be great parents? And then you start thinking, and you're like, are we ever going to have kids? And then you start going into that little spiral. Do you know what I mean? Like, she ain't jealous at all. You know what I'm saying about Bernadette, and she's not like fuming that she's got a kid and she hasn't. But it's more like when somebody gets something and then you kind of think about it and you think, oh, that would be good. Like, I wonder what I would be like with that. And then it can kind of hit you in two different ways. It can give you a motivation and be like, yeah, I'm going to strive and succeed and go. Or it can be like a little bit of a a downer the way kind of like Amy was taking it, because obviously she was like, mate, I'm not sad, you know, shows a red bra, she's excited, and then she's like, they start talking about the baby, start talking about the jobs, how much money they're making, getting married, and then she started getting emotional because she's like, yo, we've been together for a while. We've never really talked about marriage. Are we ever going to do that? What about kids? You know, I'm ever going to be a mum? And like, what about the money? I put all my effort in, but don't get a lot of wage, and starts getting emotional. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like she's jealous of everybody else, but it's like when you put everything in, you start reflecting on like you and stuff like that, can get too much. So, I understand why they was all crying in sync, to be honest. But mate, are we ever going to see the baby? Like, are we physically going to see a child? Because I think it's been like 5 or 6 episodes now, and we've heard the crying. And obviously, it sounds like Howard's mum, if I'm being totally honest, in the cry. But never actually seen anybody holding the baby. They always talk about, you know, putting it to sleep, and she's, you know, consistently there whining. But like I said, we've never seen them holding, rocking, playing, kissing, whatever's. I mean, I'm assuming that we're going to get that next season. I feel like this season is just going to be this kind of plant seed thing. Also, my question would be is, was Bernadette pregnant in real life? And is that the storyline why we integrated it? Kind of like when Phoebe was in Friends. I'm pretty sure that she got pregnant and he put a storyline in where she helped her brother. You know what I mean? Was that kind of similar here, and that's why we went and addressed it? I don't know. Be interesting to know though, honestly, it really would be. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So, I was saying earlier on in the episode there, you know, Sheldon, he might be right in terms of you can make it smaller, so why not? But like, to me, you keep all your designs kind of, I don't know, close to your chest. You keep all the cards close to your chest, to be honest. Like, if somebody says, I want it this way, you make it that way. And if you know you can improve it, you keep that and hold it back. And then you later down the line go to them after your first design has been a success and say, look, this is the step up, this is the upgrade, this is the Rev 2. Do you know what I'm saying? And get the funding and go for it. And use the example of phones, you know. Like, for example, Apple haven't integrated the the Cat-C cable to lightning cable or whatever. It's like for ages, even though all the phones kind of in the world have been using the Cat-C, you know. They've only recently just gone and integrated that as part of theirs, and they publish it as like it's brand new thing, you know, new iPhone, when realistically it's just matching the market. You know, I'm saying it with the chips in the phones. They'll take the one that's in the best phone now and put it in the basic upgraded new phone next, and push that out as new, and people fall for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a big Apple fan, but this is just stuff that they do that's easy for me to kind of say. And it's like, do you know what I mean? You don't have to all the time put everything out there, you know. Say like if you had a bit of AI technology, or you had a better camera. So for example, if I was a phone company and I knew that I can improve the camera, the you know, the megapixels, I can improve the you know, dynamic range, the view, you know what I mean? I could make it slimmer, the chip faster. I wouldn't put all these things into the phone as an upgrade on the next one. What I would do is just a little bit. I'll improve the camera, maybe the chip, and on the next one I'd thin the phone down, you know, get a faster refresh rate on there. Do you know what I mean? I would progressively do it in stages and not just do it at once. And you know, they've not even got their first build, prototype, whatever you want to call it, that's been published. You're already going to go and change the spec in the field before, you know, the one succeeded already. So that was interesting. Obviously, once he's seen it, he wants it. That's why you don't present the information or leave it lying around. But the big positive from that is that they're actually working on it now. We can see them making progress here, doing it. I said that, you know, it was mentioned heavily a couple of episodes at the start of the season or the end of last season that the military wanted it, and it was panic stations, and he was working all day and all night, and you know, Sheldon was Red Bulling it all in, you know, energy drinks. And then it kind of just vanished away when he got the 2-year extension. And it's good to bring it back now, because like I said, you know, I want to see them do something that's successful and them all achieve rewards and you know what I mean, and accolades and stuff like that, and do something progressive in the field. So I'm excited for it, and obviously I want to see it continue. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash the like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.